I was in trial in San Francisco in an arbitration, and I was standing at the bathroom sink in the apartment where I was staying, getting ready to shave. And I just began to shake uncontrollably. There was probably a 2 or 3 week gap between the first shaking episode and the second. And then they got more frequent and became daily, and then multiple times during the day. That was a pretty frightening period, not really knowing what was going on. My movement disorder is called Tics. It's a neurological disorder, unknown cause, unknown cure. What is known about it is that the more of anything that I do, the more symptoms that I'll have. It's very, very rare for there to be a midlife onset of this disorder without some prior pre-existing movement disorder of a similar nature, or a traumatic head injury, or a 2-year cocaine binge, or something like that. So it's like winning the wrong lottery. Now, it's life annoying, it's not life shortening, and it's not life threatening. And there are plenty of people who have bigger problems. So it is what I deal with on a daily basis, but I manage it, and I have a very full and satisfying life, and I have no complaints. I preferred people to ask, and I wanted to talk about it because I figured the more people knew what was happening to me, the more at ease they would be about it. So it was really a transformative period of adjusting to my new normal. As it became more frequent, it became a difficult thing to disguise, because it's hard to pretend that you're not shaking when you're shaking. I remember one day standing out by my secretary's station, and I just had one of these shaking episodes, and I decided, can't act like nothing's happening anymore. I had my secretary and legal assistant and another lawyer I worked a lot with in my office, and I just told them. My neurologist at Mayo's said to me the only choice that I had was to try to manage my condition by lifestyle, by regulating my activities. And being a trial lawyer was incompatible with that. I refuse to be defined by this disorder. I know I have to manage it, but I get done as much as I can. I don't have very many days where I'm productive from when I get up to when I go to bed. Those days are gifts. A lot of people, when something unfortunate happens, the instinctive response was, why me? And I never had that response because I knew there wasn't an answer to that question. And because the question to me was impermissible because it implied it should be you. And that can't be. The right question is there a commanding voice in my suffering? I write about what happens when things go wrong. How does a crime impact the world in which that crime occurs? Victims, families, perpetrators, police, lawyers, judges, juries. Everybody is, what happens when things go wrong? How do we deal with that? Well, when that happens in my life, when that happened in my life, I had to answer that question. Is there a commanding voice in my suffering? Absolutely. And what is it telling me? To live a full, righteous life, to make a difference. Coming to grips with this movement disorder has been one of the biggest challenges in my life. It hasn't been easy. There were times in the first few years where it would just overwhelm me. And I would just fall apart and I would sob. I would dread the March 24th anniversaries because with each passing year, even though I know this is the way it is, it was just a further reminder that this is the way it is, that there is not any going back to the way that it was. And I'm past that. I've accepted all of that. I'm not angry about it. I don't get depressed about it. I get worn out. I get worn out. And then I remember the question. And I answer the question for myself and my wife and my kids. And I go on. And that's just the way it is.